Hello, readers. In the writing mini lessons, we have been learning how to craft a central idea and how to draft our central ideas with supporting details. We should also use this information to think about what the author's purpose is and the author's point or message that they're trying to share with the reader. This information is important, but it also helps us to infer the central idea. Just like a writer chooses a point or a message to write about and then supports that message with details, a reader uses the same details that the author crafts to infer the central idea or point the author wants us to understand. Now today, I'm going to show you how readers identify the central idea of the text because it helps us to understand the main point of what the author's trying to say. In fiction, we learned that the theme was the message or the point that the author wants us to learn from reading their story. However, in informational text, the author also has a message that they want us to learn. It's called the central idea. The central idea, the main point that the writer wants us to take away about the topic is what we're talking about. So today, I'm going to show you how readers identify the central idea of the text because we know that it helps us to understand the main point of what the author is trying to say. Now, let me show you. I'm reading the section Safer for Whales from the book that we read on Wednesday, Drones and Whales Collecting Snot at Sea. This is on pages 8 and 9. So I'm going to read this section of the text, and from the title of the section, I think that it's going to be about how the SnotBot is safer to use when studying whales. While I'm reading, I'm going to be thinking about information or ideas that is repeated, specifically anything that shows me how the SnotBot is safer to use when studying whales. It says, Ian Kerr is a biologist who studies animals that live in the ocean. Dr. Kerr has studied whales for many years and knew that whale snot could provide information about their health. Dr. Kerr cared about the whales and wanted to learn more. That meant he needed to collect lots of whale snot, but he wanted to collect it in a way that wouldn't stress the whales. I always liked to tinker with machines, said Dr. Kerr. He was also fascinated by helicopters and, in recent years, by drones. Kerr believed drones were opening up a whole new world for people to explore. In 2012, that belief led him to come up with an idea to use the drones to collect whale snot. Dr. Kerr used a working drone to design a new kind of drone that would collect snot from whales. Then he had an engineer build and test the snot drone based on the new design. The first SnotBot finally went into action in 2015. A SnotBot is launched or sent off from a small boat and then flies toward a whale. The boat doesn't need to get very close to the whale, so noise from the boat's engine isn't a problem. Most of the noise made by the SnotBot reflects off the surface of the water and doesn't disturb a whale while swimming below. And the SnotBot never touches the whale. Now, readers, as I read this section of the text, I noticed that the writer began by explaining that the biologist knew he could learn about whales by collecting their snot, but wanted to collect it in a way that wouldn't stress the whales. Then I learned that the biologist was able to design a drone that could collect snot and had an engineer build and test the design. Then I learned that the first SnotBot was created in 2015. Then I learned how the SnotBot works and that it doesn't get close to the whale and it doesn't make loud noise. The whale is not disturbed by the drone. Now I'm thinking about what the most important information is out of everything that I've read. This section really explains three things: why the SnotBot was made, how the SnotBot was made, and how the SnotBot works. I'm thinking of how this information relates together and what the author's main point is in this section. When I think about the title of the section, I know that it says Safer for Whales. I think about the biologist who wanted to learn about the whale's health, and he knew that he needed snot, but he wanted to gather it in a safe way. He was able to design a drone that would keep the whale safe, and then we see how it is safe for the whale in the third section. So when I think about all this information together, I see that the scientists designed the SnotBot as a way to study whales safely. So now I know the central idea is a biologist designed the SnotBot as a way to study whales safely. Now, I'm going to look for details that support my central idea. Remember, readers, if you don't have details to support what you're saying is your central idea, then guess what? It might not be your central idea. So, a sample written response will be, the central idea of this section is that a biologist designed the SnotBot as a way to study whales safely. One detail that supports this central idea is that Dr. Kerr knew that whale snot would give information on the whale's health, but he knew he would need to collect it in a safe way. So he designed the SnotBot. This detail shows why he designed the SnotBot. Another supporting detail is that an engineer built and tested the drone, and the first SnotBot was used in 2015. This detail shows when the SnotBot was first used. Some other details are that the SnotBot is launched from a boat and does not have to get close to the whale, and the SnotBot does not disturb the whale. These details show that the SnotBot is safe for the whales. So today, you are going to work on a written response entry for the article that you chose on Wednesday for your assignment on Wednesday. Happy reading!